Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to AM Impact on Your Health. AM Impact on Your Health, where every day our goal is to have you learn at least one thing to help you live better and longer. AM Impact on Your Health, heard each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 to 9 o'clock. I'm Dr. Dennis Courtney, and I'm with you each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 to 9. AM Impact on Your Health, where each day you'll find current medical news, knowledgeable guests, and fascinating health topics, of course, where we do encourage you to call in to join in today. Well, it is Pearl Harbor Day, and in keeping with the theme, if you know what I mean, you know who's back with us today. Of course, we call her Dr. Boom herself. She is an accomplished physical trainer and natural medicine coach. She's been doing this in her entire life. Today she's going to come back and in a timely way, discuss a timely topic. Maybe not for you, maybe for you or some member of your family. Maybe imbibing too much over this holiday spirit. And she's got the 20 natural remedies to prevent and heal hangovers, and I emphasize the word natural. So look, after our first break today, we'll get with Dr. Susan Smith-Jones. We'll be discussing this topic. I think you'll find the discussion to be interesting, slightly humorous, and maybe deadly helpful in the near future. So, as the month marches on now, it should look something like this. By the way, out of Monroeville yesterday, had a very good time meeting a number of you who enrolled for the MCG testing. We'll be back in Monroeville on the 20th for the MCG testing, and anyone who was tested on yesterday, that's today when we return the 20th to go over those results. So just schedule a time slot with us here at the office, 724-942-3002. We'll be downloading those results today and sending them off for analysis. By the way, they get compared to a database consisting of 42,000 people, for goodness sake. Those 42,000 people have had this MCG test, but of course they had one other test. And the unfortunate individuals I'm talking about, those 42,000 actually had a full-blown cardiac catheterization. They were ill, they were sick, they were in need, and at the time they got the cath, they absolutely deserved it. It may have been life-sparing in each of their cases. But the gold standard of determining what the status of coronary arteries is, I guess, will remain the cardiac cath, but so few of us ever want to have one. Now with the MCG testing, of course, multifunctional cardiogramming that's available, it can now literally be a thing of the past in terms of to accurately assess the status of your coronary arteries and do so in a way completely benign, no fuss, no muss, lying down on a table for about 6 minutes while you're swept electronically, assessing 166 different data points to yield to these results. Take us up on our offer. We're pleased to be able to be one of the first in Western Pennsylvania to offer this device. We started back in February. We now move forward with our own device in office and urge you to take part in it. Tomorrow now will be, and there are still some slots, will be the day here in the Murray office to do MCG testing. If you feel you'd like to be a part of that, this is insurance covered. You won't have to worry about any fees here. This is showing the insurance companies really do appreciate the ability to have this assessment done. They would much rather have you have this than a cath anyway, and this is 91% accurate when compared to the results of a cardiac catheterization anyway. So MCG testing now fully in play, returning to Monroeville on the 20th of the month, just before, well, within that Christmas week, actually. Okay. What else? Got to mention the eye seminar coming up. I have an 800 number for you today. I emailed out there to talk to Nancy, who is answering all calls out in Phoenix. Our good friend Dr. Condrat is off in Rome. He is now on staff at the University of Rome doing studies with his microcurrent with animals. He just picked up, he and his wife left, and he will come back, and is coming back to the United States to do these eye treatment seminars. We're scheduled to have him here in Pittsburgh in the month of March. The dates go something like this. The 22nd will be the day for the free seminar here in the office, because that's where this will be taking place. It is a good general discussion of eye disorders and allows you literally have an evening with Dr. Condra and myself, literally asking any question you want. It's a great opportunity to get to meet us, as well as get some of these more troublesome issues off your mind and off your chest. Then, on the 23rd, 4th, and 5th, this is a Friday, Saturday, Sunday combination. These are the days where the actual treatment seminar will occur. If you are afflicted by an eye disorder, especially the big three, macular degeneration, cataract formation, and glaucoma, you'll absolutely want to be a part of this, because most of the conventional treatments that you're receiving are not having a payoff for you. They're just not reversing anything, and I just love to see patients at the beginning of these treatment seminars, and then 3 days later, how much they've improved. It's really amazing to watch. Anyway, if you have an interest, or you know somebody that might have an interest, the number I'm going to give you now is an 800 number to call out in Phoenix, Arizona. Got to wait to around 11 o'clock our time, 11 to 12, and give them a call at this phone number, 1-800-430-9328. That's 1-800-430-9328. Nancy should answer, and she'll be able to answer all your questions and specifics about this matter, and you can just reserve a slot in the treatment group. They usually cut it off at 10. I have no idea what number they're at right now. Nancy could probably tell you, but he is inbound. He is coming to Pittsburgh. It will be in March. A brief stint back here in the Burgh, and I understand we'll be rushing right back to the University of Rome to continue his research. HCG testing continues to go on here. Of course, you're well aware this is the most sensitive test for detecting cancers in a little as well a cluster of 12 cells, which I know nothing that can detect cancer at that magnitude. HCG testing, I refer you, if you're interested in learning more about this, I'm going to refer you once again to the shows we did with Dr. Emil Shandel. He runs the lab down American Metabolic Laboratories in Fort Lauderdale. There are 3 tests done for HCG. I'm not going to get into it right now, except for to say, of course, this is the most sensitive test available for the detection of cancers, and more about that in the October 10th and 12th radio shows. So I refer you to the archives. Go to djcmd.com. It's djcmd.com. On the opening page, look for the icon marked Archives. Click on it, and then just search chronologically for the dates October 10th and October 12th. These are the shows that we spent time on the issue of the trophoblastic theories that support the validity of testing for HCG to detect a cancer. This is something that's actually being missed completely by the conventional medical community, and we find it to be a very helpful tool around here. Okay. Why don't we do this? Why don't we take that short break? And in the interim, I'll go find her, folks. She's out there in the West Coast awaiting our call. We'll bring it to you in a moment. You know her very well, Dr. Va-Va-Va-Voom herself, Susan Smith-Jones. Be right back with her. See you then.
This is Dennis J. Courtney, MD. Have you become confused about how best to manage your health? It's no wonder. It seems that every time you turn on the television or radio, another expert has yet another suggestion for you to follow that seems to be reasonable enough, but no matter how dutifully you follow the instructions, it just doesn't quite produce the results that you are looking for. If this confusion sounds familiar to you, give us a call at the Center for Complementary Health, where we'll make some sense of the confusion based on a blending of traditional and alternative medicine that we've been perfecting over the last 7 years. We offer metabolic nutrition testing, immune system repair, natural hormone replacement therapy, chelation therapy, cutting-edge allergy correction, and a host of other safe and effective alternative therapies.
Dennis J. Courtney, M.D. is located at 3075 Washington Road in McMurray. Phone 724-942-3002.
Want to help your family eat healthier? Instead of learning to disguise tofu in wondrous ways, how about some real nutritional power? If your family has the typical American palate for fries, pizza, and burgers, giving your family the blessing of good nutrition is a struggle. Fruit of the Spirit is the answer for your family's nutritional needs. Fruit of the Spirit is an all-natural, whole fruit puree made from fresh fruits native to the Holy Land with alkalizing minerals. Fruit of the Spirit was 5 years in the formulation, the work of a team of top nutritional experts with independent science to confirm its antioxidant power. 1 ounce a day provides the equivalent of 5 servings of fruits and minerals. Fruit of the Spirit is convenient, affordable, and delicious. Even your picky family will sing the praises of Fruit of the Spirit. Give your loved ones the blessing of good nutrition. Call 1-800-442-3793 for a special promotional offer. Fruit of the Spirit, a blessing for your good health. That's 1-800-442-3793. Call them now, 1-800-442-3793.
Hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back once again to AM Impact on Your Health. Here on a Wednesday morning version of the show. Monthly, we have an opportunity to visit with this young lady. She's just a dynamo of energy and enthusiasm and a storehouse and literally an encyclopedia of knowledge on things that go natural. To prove that, today's topic really does take the natural to an extreme that, hey, people are afflicted. They need to be treated. This is the month that the treatment may be called upon a little more than usual. Talking about the deadly, well, in Spanish it's called La Cruda. In English it's called the Hangover. 20 natural remedies to prevent and heal hangovers by our guest today. You know her very well, Dr. Susan Smith-Jones. We want to say good morning and welcome her back right now. Good morning, Dr. Jones. Thanks for allowing us to interrupt your morning once again.
Good morning, Dr. Dennis. So I'm a storehouse, right?
A powerhouse, I think would be the way I put it first. A dynamo, a powerhouse. Storehouse comes about 5 or 6 as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But they're all grouped in the top 10 ways to describe you. And, you're a storehouse of information on all things natural. And interesting that we swing to this topic. You came up with it. It must be that in your history, this is a month that you're always asked what to do about this because you knew doggone well that our listeners would benefit from a discussion of the deadly La Cruda. And you live in the West Coast, you've heard that term before, hangover.
That's right. And, I actually have no problems with this, but I have many clients that come to see me and they want advice. So I'm going to give you lots of tips. And it doesn't mean, everyone listening now, that you should incorporate all of these into your arsenal of what to do, but maybe pick 3 or 4. You can mix and match. It's good to have a few of these under your belt for when you need them before and after you drink. And don't even worry about taking notes because I've just recently posted my December newsletter, and Dr. Dennis, knowing I would be with you today, I included a section in the December newsletter on my 20 natural remedies to prevent and heal hangovers. So you can go to SusanSmithJones.com, and then right there in the photo, click on December newsletter, and you'll get the remedies. Plus, you'll get my favorite holiday gift ideas. You'll learn about a spice that will balance your blood sugar level with all the sweets you eat this month. You'll learn how to reduce your grocery bills, how to get through the holidays without gaining a pound, how to get through the winter season without getting a cold or a flu, how to ban the blues, especially this time of year. Dennis, so many people feel depression this time of year, even though it's a happy time of year. More people than not get depressed. So I give you lots of great advice. Also, you'll be eating probably more food than normal, I bet. Isn't that right?
Yeah, certainly. We were armed with that last month when we talked about how not to put on weight. But you know, we're going to be eating. The oral cavity is going to be occupied by fluids, by things of sustenance, and to excesses. I'm afraid. This is just the way. This is just the way the month works, and everybody who listens knows that. And so, really, a discussion about this hangover issue is more appropriate now than ever it would be throughout the year. So
let's
have had it. By the way, a couple of things. What are you doing new now? What book is out there? How can our listeners get more Susan Smith-Jones information? Take a moment or two to do that.
Well, you know what? Check out SusanSmithJones.com. As you know, I've got a brand new book. You want to make sure you have it in your hands before the end of the year. It's called Walking on Air, Your 30-Day Inside and Out Rejuvenation Makeover. And if you give me 10 minutes a day, at the end of my tested program, at the end of 30 days, I will help you lose 10 pounds, look 10 years younger, ban the blues, and supercharge your self-esteem. And it doesn't cost very much. And yes, you could get it at Amazon or Barnes & Noble, but when you go through this toll-free number, we'll give it now and at the end, not only can you buy this book, but you can also get a free copy of my special full-color book called Culinary Herbs, Discover the Healing Secrets in Your Spice Rack. And I go through all the herbs and spices you use in your kitchen with cooking, and I tell you not only how to use them in recipes, but how they also heal your body. It even has a full-color quick reference guide that you can photocopy and put on. Maybe I have mine on my refrigerator door. And the toll-free number to get that today is 1-800-523-9971 between 8:30 and 5. 1-800-523-9971. And as you know, Dennis, I've got a full-color recipe book and the companion book to Walking on Air. They're all described on the home page of my website. And the final thing is, I've got a popular digital program. It's called Renew Your Life, and it comes with a bonus gift on my blue ribbon weight loss secrets. And one time a year, I make it 62% off, and it's this month of December.
Oh.
And it's described right on my home page.
Okay, folks, you got.
So let's get into the tips to prevent.
The tips to prevent or turn around La Cruda. 20 different things to use, and why don't we get started on your list and move right along? Maybe get through 10, and we'll take a break. How's that?
All right, that sounds great.
Okay.
And you know, if you watch TV or you see ads in magazines, you know, they give you the impression that alcohol does nothing but make you young, happy, and attractive. But, you know, if you've been around people, Dennis, that drink way too much, you know it can act as a depressant, the alcohol. It can lead to aggressive behavior and a hangover. It can leave you waking up with that, which might include sensitivity to noise and light and a throbbing headache, upset stomach, achy muscles, nausea, and many other things. So let's begin with my tip number 1, because an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, my grandmother used to tell me. So number 1 is peppermint to the rescue. See, a single drop of the essential oil of peppermint on your tongue. It can help calm those waves of nausea that often ride tandem with a hangover. And peppermint, as many people already know, is a natural stomach soother. And so if you take it as a cup of tea, peppermint tea, it calms your nerves and improves digestion and helps to quell an upset stomach. In fact, so does ginger tea. Ginger tea always helps take away any nausea that might be gripping your body. So peppermint to the rescue is tip 1.
All right, tip number 1. Tip number 2
is, now this might sound funny, but I'll explain it. And tip 2 is to drink like a fish. Because drinking alcohol is very dehydrating to your body.
Water. Gotcha.
Yeah. And as I write about in the December newsletter, it literally dries you out. So don't forget, you've got to water your brain both before and after too much drinking, because your brain is mostly water. And after too much drinking, it gets very, very thirsty. And most of those nasty headaches a night after drinking is your brain's cry for water. So in addition to drinking lots of water before and after you drink, I also recommend drinking lemon balm tea. You and I have talked about this before, but lemon balm, besides lifting your mood, helping to take away depression, that's a good reason just to have lemon balm tea in your kitchen. It also helps to assuage headaches. So lemon balm tea is great. Oh, and it tastes so good, too.
All righty. Drink like a fish, and it was a nice
Drink
play on
like
words.
a fish.
But that dehydration issue and is well known. That's why when you awaken the day after, your tongue is sticking to the roof of your mouth often.
That's right.
At least you can. And
you're speaking from first-hand experience.
I can say that on a couple of occasions this may have happened to me. And of course, you're saying that you should be taking that water prophylactically. Drink that water so that you sort of stave off any dehydration issues rather than trying to catch up after the fact.
That's right, before and after.
Okay.
Now, tip 3 is to keep it plain and eat sprouts. Now, after you drink, having a slice of plain bread, hopefully it will be whole grain, not white flour bread, without butter, this is the morning after, without nut butters or cream cheese, this will help buffer all the acids in your stomach that lead to nausea. And I say sprouts because sprouts are very alkaline, one of the highest alkaline and healthy foods you can eat. You and I did a whole show on growing sprouts.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have sprouts, it doesn't matter what kind, this will help also buffer the acidity. In fact, I would recommend growing them in your kitchen and putting a few, like sunflower green sprouts or alfalfa or red clover into the blender with other, with liquid and frozen banana and berries, because you'll make a really, and this will be tip number 19, but you'll make a very alkaline smoothie that's great for your body and will help buffer all the acidity. By the way, people always ask me this time of year, what kind of gifts do I give for the holidays, for Christmas? I usually give gifts that center around being healthy. I love to make homemade gifts. I often make my famous granola. And in the December newsletter, I have a whole section on my favorite gifts to give during the holidays. And number 1 on the list, because I'm in your area, and I'm not giving any gifts to anyone in your area, I can say this so people won't hear me here. But my favorite gift to give is a sprout kit, a sprout starting kit. It's less than $25, and the family loves it. They begin to grow sprouts, and then it reduces their grocery bills throughout the year, and it lasts month after month. So if you want to get someone a sprout starting kit, definitely go to handypantry.com. That's where I get mine. That's where I've gotten mine for 20 years, handypantry.com. All right, keep it plain. Number 4, this is a good one, pucker up with lemon juice.
When you say that, it automatically puckers you up.
Makes saliva develop in your mouth.
Yeah.
Thinking about a lemon. See, a little lemon juice squeezed into a glass of water or even ginger ale because of the ginger, which helps nausea. But it helps to prevent and quell a hangover. And I recommend taking a glass of this, of lemon water, before bedtime. This is after you've been drinking. And first thing the next morning. Even though lemon is acid to the taste, it turns into alkaline in your body. So lemon is excellent for you.
Great idea. Number 5.
Now, say cheese. And, I'm not talking about smiling, although smiling is good for your facial muscles. But, traditionally, you've heard of the wine and cheese parties.
Yeah.
And cheese is often served with wine for a good reason. And if you don't eat dairy products, some people listening might not, you can get other kinds of cheese that are non-dairy, but cheese helps absorb some of the alcohol so it doesn't go from your stomach right to your brain because it's high in fat, so it slows down that digestive process. And you know, it goes without saying, you know, I know we don't even need to say this, but you'd never want to drink on an empty stomach. You always want something in your stomach before you start drinking.
Say cheese.
Say cheese.
Okay.
Yeah, so the next one is bitters feel better. Now, you've probably heard of bitters.
And you put it in drinks.
Yeah, exactly. And they work well with many of my clients in my private practice that have a need of a hangover remedy. But bitters help your liver metabolize alcohol. And you can make your own by mixing dandelion root, milk thistle, and peppermint. You know, but lots of people don't have time to do that. But if you do, there's a recipe on my website. But if you don't, you can go to any health food store or penherb.com, and you can buy your own bitters to put up in your kitchen's nature's medicine chest, and you can put a little bit in your drink in the morning because it helps to quell a hangover. And honestly, it does work, but many of these others even work better. You know, the preventative measures of drinking lots before and you know, never drinking on an empty stomach. And I like the milk thistle. I'll talk about it in a little bit. But tip 7, absorb with activated charcoal. And I'm not talking about the charcoal you use when you barbecue. Activated charcoal, which many people listening maybe you've heard of before. It's a centuries-old home remedy for quick relief of gas and nausea and acid indigestion and heartburn, as well as other disorders that often will accompany a hangover, because activated charcoal is an absorbent, and it means that it attracts and it holds the molecules of a substance and then carries them away. So it's like a mop that carries away all that acidity from drinking too much. And you can take it in capsule or powder form the day of drinking as well as the morning after for a more speedy recovery. It also helps get rid of headaches.
Outstanding. And I'm familiar with activated charcoal. Really, to diminish fermentation, decrease gases, flatulence and the like, as well as eructation. So it's well announced. And how is it purchasable in a pharmacy? Where would you get activated?
Health food store.
Health food store?
Yeah, do you have health food stores?
All over the place. Absolutely.
Do you have Whole Foods there?
We do have a Whole Foods. We call it whole paycheck around here because it's expensive. It really is.
I know.
But still, if you say that it's findable there, at least our listeners, when they're there next, because they often shop there, even though it's expensive, they can look for it there. I'm sure they'll find it.
Right. Now, the thing about these remedies is hopefully you're not going to be drinking excessively day in and day out. So you use them every so often, and they'll last you, a long time.
All righty. That's number 7. Let's move to number 8.
Tip to 8. Now, this is to help lessen your urge to drink. There is an Asian plant. It's a trailing plant called kudzu. It's Kudzu. It's a root, and it's native in the forests of Japan and Southeast Asia. But now it can be found abundantly in southern United States. But the latest research into kudzu, this ancient herb, indicates that it has all these compounds in it that may hold a clue to the lessening your desire to drink. Those people listening that have an issue with too much drinking.
Now that's going to be found in a health store also?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it is?
And it's an aid for alcohol withdrawal support. Studies suggest that it has an active ingredient that reduces the desire for alcohol in lots of animal experiments. You can find it in health food stores in a liquid extract or a capsule form. And by the way, as you know, I'm a culinary instructor, and my beautiful full-color recipe book called Recipes for Health Bliss And some of the recipes I use kudzu because it's a starch thickener. It's actually good for you. And sometimes I'll put a little bit of the powder into my morning smoothie to thicken it up. So putting a little bit of this in your morning after you have a hangover smoothie, along with some other things we're talking about here, would be a good idea.
Kudzu. Never heard of it before,
Kudzu.
but you're so good at bringing me things that I have never heard before. I'll just jot that down, and I'll look for it. I'm going to look for it the next time out at that whole paycheck. I'll take a look.
Yes, good.
Yeah, good. So we're now at number 9. There's an herb I've seen before. Talk to us about turning to turmeric.
Yeah, turmeric. See, this bright yellow-orange spice, it's native to southern Indian cuisine, and it's been around for more than 5,000 years. It's used to dye textiles. It's the color you find in mustard. But its potent property is curcumin, and that's the compound in turmeric that lends to its signature yellow hue. And curcumin has significant anti-inflammatory properties. In fact, anybody listening with achy joints and muscles, you have arthritis, you've got to have some curcumin or turmeric every day. But let's make this relevant to hangovers. Studies show that it is wonderful for hangovers as well because it mops up the acid residue from the alcohol, it prevents nausea, it relieves nausea, and it also detoxifies the liver. And not only that, but here's a little bonus. It will help put you in a better mood. You can take it in capsule form or liquid extract, or you can sprinkle a little bit on the food you eat, but I recommend taking it in capsule and liquid form to help hangovers because you get more of it. It's more concentrated. And any health food store will carry it. And I write a lot about turmeric on my website, SusanSmithJones.com. In fact, Dr. Dennis, in the sidebar, I have a little search bar, and you can put in any word or phrase, put in turmeric or losing weight or hangovers, and whatever you want to look up. Instead of spending too much time on my website, you can find it instantly.
You can find it. A list will come up.
Yeah.
Okay. We're at number 10. We'll take a short break after it, but carb loading, you say.
Yeah.
Describe that to us.
After carb loading, because we talked about tip 3 was to keep it plain, have some plain whole grain bread to mop up and buffer the acidity. After you do the carb loading and hydrating your body with lots of water, then you want to eat some lean protein. Because, see, protein helps your brain cells regenerate, and you're deteriorating your brain cells if you constantly drink too much. And amino acids are the building blocks of protein. And like vitamins and minerals, they can also be depleted by too much alcohol. So replenishing those amino acids is a key role in repairing hangovers. And what you could do simply, and here again, I keep talking about this, it's the blender drink. You can add some protein powder to your juice or your smoothie. Other good picks for protein, are dark leafy greens, maybe fish like salmon, eggs, turkey. These are all lean. And if you don't eat animal products, tofu and even beans and a few nuts, that would be good. But you got to make sure you get some good amino acids in your body after a night of drinking.
Very good. Now, I said with a list of 20, it'd be appropriate for us to take a little break. Why don't we do that?
Okay.
When we come back, once again, I'm going to have you give me the litany of numbers and websites and what can be found there so that our listeners can pursue it and take it to the next step. But this is a perfect time for a break. Why don't we do just that? We're going to return. We got Dr. Vavavavum. By the way, how appropriate is it to have you here on Pearl Harbor Day? Words cannot speak on the appropriateness of you here, Dr. Vavavavum herself, on such a notorious day. Be back in a moment with herself in a moment.
the Spirit. It's muscle and the Spirit are now forming it into a delicious whole fruit parade product rich in antioxidants and minerals. Your health is more than just a test result. It's a balance of physical, spiritual, and emotional factors. You work regularly to strengthen your faith, but through the Spirit help cover your nutritional needs in a convenient and cost-effective ounce a day. Call 1-800-442-3793 for a special promotional offer. Through the Spirit, a blessing for your good health. Through the Spirit, 5 servings of fruits and minerals with no addictive. That's 1-800-442-3793 for your good health. Call us now, 1-800-442-3793.
This is Dennis J. Court, MD. You become confused about how best to manage your health. It's no wonder. It seems that every time you turn on the television or radio, another expert will give another suggestion for you to follow. It seems to be reasonable enough, but no matter how dutifully you follow the instructions, it just doesn't quite produce the results that you are looking for. If this confusion sounds familiar to you, give us a call at the Center for Complementary Health, where we'll make some sense of the confusion based on a blending of traditional and alternative medicine that we've been perfecting over the last 7 years. We offer metabolic nutrition testing, immune system repair, natural hormone replacement therapy, chelation therapy, cutting-edge allergy correction, and a host of other safe and effective alternative therapies.
Dennis J. Courtney, MD, is located at 3075 Washington Road in McMurray. Phone 724-942-3002.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back once again to AM Impact on Your Health. Here on a Wednesday morning version of the show, Pearl Harbor Day, to speak of it. With us is a good friend, very enlightening young lady for all of us, Dr. Susan Smith-Jones, giving you hints on how to prevent and or reverse those nasty hangovers. She had a list of 20. We got plowing into the first 10, and we're going to get to the remaining 10 here in a moment, but I've asked her, take the time once again, tell our listeners how to get a hold of this information, because you don't have to write a thing. She said, put the pen down. There's a way to get this entire list by going to her newsletter. Susan, will you take the time to enlighten our listeners once again on how to do that?
Sure thing. Thanks, Dr. Dennis. Yeah, just go to my website, which is my name, SusanSmithJones.com, and right there on the home page, inside my photo, it says December newsletter. So if you click there, you'll get all of this information and so much more. And, you know, the newsletter is free, but if you sign up over in the sidebar, it takes 5 seconds. You just click a button. You'll get it 2 days early every month, and you're also entered automatically into a weekly drawing that I do where I could possibly pick you. I contact you, and we set up an arrangement where I do a free 90-minute consultation with you where we talk about whatever you want. If you have no health issues, we just visit. I love to learn about people that read my website and my newsletters. And then my latest book, Walking on Air, Your 30-Day Inside and Out Rejuvenation Makeover. It's the program I taught for 30 years at UCLA. It gives you a simple 30-day program. It is perfect to start January 1st. And it will help you, because I've tested it on thousands of people around the world. It will help you lose 10 pounds if you need to lose weight. It will help you look 10 years younger, ban the blues, and it will absolutely supercharge your self-esteem. You can learn about it on my website. But if you want to order it, you can also get a bonus gift with each purchase of it, of my special full-color book called Discover the Healing Secrets in Your Spice Rack. And it's a full-color book CD combo that you get as my gift when you purchase Walking on Air or The Joy Factor or my full-color recipe book, Recipes for Health Bliss. If you order my 3-book set, then you can get 3 different natural remedy books free. It's up to you, but the number you call when the show's over is 800, it's in Pennsylvania, by the way, 800-523-9971, 523-9971. And then the final comment is check out Renew Your Life right there on my homepage. It's my special digital program that once a year it's 62% off. It's actually, I have a store on my website, and it's the most popular item in the store that sells around the world. And it's got a bonus gift with it this month. So that's right on the homepage at SusanSmithJones.com. And by the way, don't forget a Sprout Start Kit, sprouting
Oh, yeah,
start
your
kit.
favorite giveaway gift.
It is, and that's at HandyPantry.com.
Okay.
All right, we're on to tip
We're
11.
going to tip 11 we're coming in the home stretch.
Yes, diminish a hangover with time, THYME. And you learn about this in the giveaway book today about thyme and all the other spices. And by the way, this giveaway book has recipes in it, the one that comes free with each purchase of Walking on Air. But you want to brew up some thyme leaves. You can buy tea bags or you can grow it in your kitchen. And I like it with a little drop of honey because it soothes tense and tired muscles. It helps to assuage or quell any upset stomach that accompanies a hangover. And if you want a real potent hangover remedy, combine thyme, THYME, ginger, and peppermint teas, and add a cinnamon stick. Now, this is all in my December newsletter, so don't worry about taking notes feverishly. This is all in greater detail in my December newsletter. All right, number 12, find some fennel. See, fennel seeds that you might have in your spice rack right now, put a few of those seeds in a hot cup of any kind of tea that you drink. Doesn't matter. Fennel is a restorative herb, and it will help bring your liver back into working order. For example, you could make some peppermint ginger tea, add a few fennel seeds, and this will calm a queasy stomach, perk up your mood, and revitalize your liver.
Wonderful. That's number 12, going on to 13 now.
Yes. Now, as a single lady here, you want to. It's nice to mate. So this one, number 13, is mate with magnesium.
I love your play on words.
Yeah.
Mate with magnesium.
Magnesium. I'm
put
not
this
sure.
combination of words together. What do you mean by that?
Yeah. See, many doctors know that hangover symptoms are a result of low magnesium levels in your body. So the mineral magnesium, you know already that it keeps your heart healthy and your nerves and your muscle cells in good shape.
Leading deficiency. Everyone's deficient anyway.
I know. And so magnesium depletion can be the reason behind excessive fatigue, lethargy, loss of appetite, and it's also good to help quell a hangover. Here are some natural sources of magnesium: pumpkin seeds, Brazil nuts, spinach, quinoa, almonds, cashews, artichokes. I love artichokes. Beet greens, soy milk and tofu, halibut, brown rice, and beans. All right. 14.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you know what evening primrose oil is?
Oh, do we know evening primrose? Absolutely. Omega-6, parent oil, absolutely a basement product everybody should be taking. I didn't realize that it may have a positive effect with this particular problem, but I've prescribed it now for the last 6 months since we got rid of the fish oil, okay?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. And my grandmother taught me about this as a teenager. If you have any kind of skin issue, psoriasis, eczema, or any kind of dermatitis, inflammation of the skin, absolutely you want to take evening primrose oil. But it's also used as a natural hangover remedy because it reduces stomach and liver discomfort. And since the liver is working overtime during the hangover period, and it is, this herb can really help you make the process of overcoming a hangover much more efficient. So you can get it in your health food store.
Okay.
I have a family member, by the way, decades ago, that died of cirrhosis of the liver. because he drank way too much. And, you know, it's just sad that you know, and I wish I knew then what I know now, because I could have helped this person. So 15, everyone should have this in their home if you have any kind of pain. Wallow with willow bark. See, to get your head out of the vice, that gruesome headache that's usually part and parcel of a hangover, you've got to reach for willow bark. It's known as nature's aspirin.
Sure it is.
And I have it in my kitchen. I haven't used it in 2 years, but sometimes a client comes to see me with a headache, and I mix a little bit of the willow bark powder in cold water, and it's a very inexpensive, safe, effective, surefire, bitter tonic. And willow bark tinctures are available ready-made in all the health food stores. Or PennHerb.com.
Yeah, an anti-inflammatory, which really is the base for acetylsalicylic acid. You well know it is aspirin.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, listen, the next one is crucial. You must always...
Yeah, you mentioned it before. Here we come back at it again.
Exactly. You've got to have this in your kitchen year-round, especially if you want to keep your body detoxified, and for sure if you drink any alcohol. And it's called milk thistle. You've got to keep this in your kitchen's medicine chest. See, the herb milk thistle is very healing to the herb. When you think of an herb for anything nausea-related, you always think of ginger. When you think of an herb that the best herb to benefit your liver, it's milk thistle. Not only does it help protect that sensitive organ, but it also helps process the alcohol and move it out of your system. And the sooner this happens, Dr. Dennis, the better, because milk thistle is, and I would get it in, I have it in both a capsule and a liquid extract form, but it works more quickly in the liquid form, you know. But if you had it in capsule form, you should pop or take 2 milk thistle capsules or 30 drops of the liquid extract 30 minutes before you start drinking, and 2 more capsules or the liquid after you finish drinking.
Alrighty.
All right, 17.
17, go right ahead.
Yeah, here are 2 more tinctures good to keep in the kitchen. One is called burdock root. And, you know, in my search bar on my website, I write lots about burdock root, B-U-R-D-O-C-K. I also write about dandelion. And dandelion weeds you find in your yard. You think they're not good for you. You throw them away, but it's burdock and dandelion are both great detoxifiers for your body. They help the digestive system and the liver. And you can take them before you drink, after, and throughout the next day. And, you know, just follow the directions on the bottles.
Yes,
17.
dandelion tea. We're familiar with dandelion tea. It's a big item.
Yeah, roasted. Well, in fact, I'm drinking some right now at my desk, a combination of green. Can you hear it? I'm tapping my glass on the phone. Green and dandelion I have, because I want to keep my body as healthy as possible. All right, 18. B-complex will uncomplicate a hangover. You want to make sure you include B-complex capsule in your nutritional arsenal, because when you drink a lot, Dr. Dennis, you drain your body of lots of vitamins and minerals, but especially the B vitamins.
B12 and B1,
yes.
thiamine.
Yes, and research shows that if you take some extra B vitamins, and don't worry, it's water-soluble, you won't overdo it, but you definitely want to take them, because drinking overtaxes your body, and too much booze and beer and wine definitely qualifies as stress on your body. So you want to replenish your body with a B-complex vitamin capsule to help shorten the duration of a hangover.
Perfect. Coming into the absolute home stretch now, around that final bend.
And by the way, before we get into 19 and 20, last time I asked you if you could name 10 parts of the human body.
I did.
With 3 letters only, and you can't use slang or jargon.
I did, and when I went, well, I got 9. And didn't I tell you? I thought I did, that when I was looking for the 10th one, I went to your website.
Yes.
It was, I missed leg. I was hanging on to my leg, looking at it, saying, okay, I wonder if there's any 3 letters. And I'm holding the leg, and I'm missing the leg. So
it was leg.
It was leg. So I did get 9 out of the 10.
Now, for everybody listening, if you have no clue what we're talking about, name 10 parts of the human body with only 3 letters, and you can't use slang or jargon. So we've just given you one of the 10, leg, and I kept the answers in the December newsletter.
Oh,
Ask your kids. They might know it. Most people get 5 to 6. Really smart people like you get 9. But rarely can anyone get 10.
I didn't get
and it's
10.
a great little mind game. And by the way, I have a video in my December letter. If you love dogs, you'll see a short video of this beautiful lab with its 3-year-old little boy caretaker, and it's the most patient dog you've ever seen in your life.
I love that breed, by the way. What color lab? Black, yellow, or red?
Yeah, I love labs.
Oh, yeah, great.
Yeah.
Great with kids.
Friendly dogs.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 19. Now, we've talked about this already, but you want to smooth out a hangover with a smoothie, with a banana
you mentioned that
smoothie.
earlier, with putting berries in it and all sorts of things.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
that kudzu, you put that kudzu in there too, don't you?
Kudzu and sprouts, because strawberries will lessen the pounding in your head. And so if you have frozen strawberries, let's begin. Monkeys may be wiser than we think, and their favorite food is the banana, and it really is a cure for almost anything that ails you. And it's true for hangovers, because the morning after you want to make a smoothie in a blender, but you probably want to hold your ears when the blender is turned on if you have a hangover. And you can use and I've got lots of recipes on my website, but you can use as a base juice or milk, or almond milk or soy milk or tea. I often use tea because I don't want the extra calories. And put in 2 ripe bananas, fresh or frozen, maybe a handful of frozen strawberries or blueberries, a dash of cinnamon, 3 to 4 leaves of romaine lettuce. Now, remember, this is all in my December newsletter. Don't worry about writing it down. Or maybe a handful of baby leaf spinach. You don't taste the greens. It might make it look a little bit greener, but this is the best remedy, better than a Bloody Mary without alcohol as the cure. And I'd also put in some peppermint tea and a sprinkling of the kudzu, Kudzu, and you blend it and then you drink it. And if you want to get a little extra magnesium in it, use almond milk or cashew milk as the base. I've got all those recipes on my website. This is the best remedy, one of the best for any hangover.
All right, and the final one with literally a minute to go. Go ahead.
Yeah. You want to reduce the acidity in your body with alkaline juice. If you have a juicer, make fresh juice like, with lots of greens in it, and a little carrot and apple for sweetener, maybe a little ginger and lemon in it, because that's alkaline in your body and it will mop up the acidity.
Wonderful. We made it ready to go. You're going to be hearing bongos in the background. Folks, SusanSmithJones.com. You got to go there, get to the December newsletter. All of these 20 remedies are going to be spelled out for you, and she says at even greater length than she did while we were talking today.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
And Dr. Dennis, the 800 number to call now to get Walking on Air, the book, and then the free gift book, Culinary Herbs.
And the
so
number
you
is?
buy one, you get 2. It's 800-523-9971. You want to get that book so you have it to begin on January 1st, Walking on Air.
All right. Boy, that was the best crescendo moment. The bongos ended with the last word you spoke. It is our time out of here, folks. I hope you enjoyed being with Dr. Susan Smith, Dr. Vava Vavoom herself today on Pearl Harbor Day. With what a topic it was. And I thought an excellent job was done. We're going to schedule it for January and February. I'll let you know what the dates are as we move along for the rest of this month until Friday, where we're going to go rehash a lot of the Dr. Carey stuff on Friday and a lot of the Constantine Monastersky stuff, too. Open phones coming Friday. See you then. This is Dr. Dennis Courtney with Dr. Susan Smith-Jones saying so long for AM Impact on your health.
Sponsored by Dennis J. Courtney, M.D., Director of the Courtney Medical Group, located at 3075 Washington Road in McMurray, Pennsylvania. For more information or to make an appointment, call 724-942-3002. Dennis J. Courtney, M.D.
KHB reminds you, children are next.